There comes a moment in every life when the exhaustion becomes louder than the fear, when the ache of trying finally outweighs the comfort of familiarity, and you stop, not out of bitterness, not out of pride, but from a quiet kind of wisdom that says, I can't keep running toward what keeps running from me. We don't always notice when we begin chasing. It starts innocently, a text not returned, a tone that felt off, a growing space between what we give and what we receive. So we lean in, we ask twice, we try harder, we overcompensate, over-explain, over-function, hoping that if we just do enough, they'll stay. But what we don't realize is this: every time we chase, we abandon ourselves. Let that settle. Every time we make ourselves smaller, softer, quieter, just to be more tolerable to someone else's capacity, we leave parts of ourselves behind, piece by piece, approval by approval, until we can't tell the difference between love and survival. Have you ever felt that? That slow erasure of self in the name of connection? When you stay up thinking, if I can just say it better next time, if I can just explain how much I care, if I can just love them the right way. But here's something hard and freeing to consider. If love requires you to chase, it was never love. Because love, real love, doesn't hide behind mixed signals. It doesn't need to be decoded. It doesn't punish you with silence or dangle crumbs of affection to keep you desperate. There's a reason it hurts so much. Chasing triggers our earliest fears. Fear of rejection, fear of being forgotten, fear that we are not enough unless we are needed, or pleasing, or productive. This is not weakness. It's your nervous system remembering what it learned early on: earn love or lose it. But emotional mastery begins when we pause, when we become still, when we dare to ask, what happens if I stop trying? Who shows up when I don't? What remains when I stop begging for belonging? That's when the truth starts to reveal itself. Some people disappear, others go quiet. The dynamic shifts, and it can feel like loss, but it's not loss, it's clarity. Because the people who only stayed for the version of you that overfunctioned won't know how to stay when you choose peace over performance. And that's okay, that's necessary, because not everyone is meant to walk with you. Some were only meant to show you what you no longer want to carry. And the space they leave behind, it's sacred, it's yours again. It's where you begin to rebuild, not based on fear, but on truth. You start to realize your worth does not live in how many times you reach out. Your value is not measured by how much you're willing to tolerate. And your heart deserves more than proximity disguised as loyalty. So take a breath, really, right now. Inhale, exhale. You're not behind, you're not broken. You're simply waking up to your own energy, to how much you've been leaking love into people who didn't have the capacity to hold it, to how long you've been running instead of receiving. And now you get to stop. Stopping isn't weakness, it's power, it's presence. It says, I will no longer chase what chooses to be distant. I will no longer try to convince someone to see me. I am already worthy, even when I'm still. And here's the most beautiful part. When you stop chasing, you finally see who was walking beside you all along. The friend who listens without fixing. The partner who leans in without needing you to bend. The version of yourself, quiet, strong, anchored, who never needed to prove a thing. You meet them and you meet you. The you who doesn't hustle for love. The you who sets boundaries without guilt. The you who lets silence speak and watches who stays to hear it. So I'll ask you again. What if you didn't have to earn love? What if you didn't have to shrink to keep peace? What if you stopped chasing and trusted what remained? Because maybe the peace you're craving is on the other side of letting go. Maybe your people are not the ones who need your pursuit, but the ones who meet you heart to heart, without needing to be pulled. You're not too much. You never were. You were just giving to those who didn't know how to receive. Stop chasing, start choosing, and watch the right ones walk with you. Not because you reached out, but because you finally reached in.